I want her arrested right now. I want her arrested right now.
So we're watching kind of a grainy video of the Board of Supervisors meeting that occurred on August the 21st of 2023. So right here we see Barbara Houston.
Hello, Board. I am Barbara Houston. I am the mayor's wife.
She has her mentally challenged family member coming out right here. Another family member or a friend coming out with her, and then here's her husband, Steve D'Amico. He's actually walking out, the third person.
Steve D'Amico, Bullhead City. Thank you, Chair and Board. I'm here for item number 8 also.
And then Mary Lou Shaner is the fourth person walking out.
My name is Mary Lou Shaner.
Thank you.
I was district director of District 2. I was until Carrie Azel took over. Before me was Royanne Ortiz, and now we have Misty Devaney as our district director.
Barbara Houston is going to turn around and call Mary Lou Shaner a racist, and then her family member is also going to attack Mary Lou Shaner as well. She's actually leaning in and yelling at Mary Lou. The mayor is actually involved because he is in listening distance, and instead of de-escalating the situation, they are all three going to come back at Mary Lou. As you can see, the family members coming back at Mary Lou and making another statement at her. And then we see Lionel Grant.
The actions by Mary Lou Shaner was rather disappointing.
Approaching Mary Lou as well, and he's actually got his finger in her face, and he is scolding her so badly to the point where the crowd of people can hear whatever he's saying. They're rushing up to him, and then you see the mayor, Steve D'Amico, getting Lionel Grant and removing him from the situation, from the crowd of people. So you can actually see him leading him out, and Mary Lou is still standing there. It looks like she's pretty much in shock. This video right here is being played in slow motion so that I can kind of point out all the details that are going on. So after this occurred, Barbara Houston, the mayor's wife, and the mayor have a son who uploaded a video that made it appear that they were actually the victims, when in fact Barbara Houston brought a mentally challenged family member to this meeting and actually had that person involved in this chaos. And what really makes it interesting is that in the Board of Supervisors meeting, all of these people that attacked Mary Lou Shaner were testifying that it was Mary Lou Shaner who's the aggressor. But as everybody can see, the mayor, the mayor's wife, the mayor's family member, and Lionel Grant all attacked Mary Lou Shaner right after the meeting ended.
I have witnessed this turmoil in our local GOP in Bullhead City personally.
The divisiveness and the destruction that has gone on after I left will continue.
It's pretty obvious that we are passionate.
I want her arrested right now. I want her arrested right now.
So I'm going to go ahead and play this in real time so that you could see how quickly this incident occurred. So you see Barbara Houston coming out of the door, and along with her family member. Her family member looked like she was really traumatized by this whole thing. You have Steve D'Amico coming out, and here's Mary Lou Shaner. You can actually see Barbara Houston and her family member approaching Mary Lou Shaner. This one is going to turn around again right now and yell at Mary Lou Shaner. And then we see Lionel Grant coming up to Mary Lou. looks like he really wants to hit her. He has come very, very close to hitting her face with his hand. This gentleman right here is actually leading him away, and we have Steve D'Amico, who grabbed Lionel Grant and took him away. So what Steve D'Amico did was he called to the police to have another elderly woman arrested for simply trying to de-escalate the situation. And what they did, Steve D'Amico and his wife, they actually had their son upload a video that made them look like they're the victims.
Hey, let's go. I want her arrested right now.
But the sad thing about this whole situation is that their family member that has is mentally challenged was deeply traumatized by the whole incident, to the point where she laid her head in Barbara's breast. And it just goes to show that, there are certain people that are running our local government who are utilizing their positions and abusing their positions to sway public opinion. And they are also utilizing the police force, the police department, for their own personal vendettas against people, against the citizens.
I want her arrested right now.
And what this whole meeting was about, the Board of Supervisors meeting, was about censoring people. And Barbara Houston, her husband, Eva Corbett, Pam Ford, Pam Smith, and people like that were all for censoring.
Hey, let's go. I want her arrested right now.
And in my opinion, these are the enemies of the United States of America. When you are trying to censor people's freedom to speak, and you are part of that kind of an agenda, that pretty much says a lot about the type of person you are and what you are all about. But when you are using the police department and government officials and filing false charges against people to try to get them arrested and in trouble legally, you're looking at a tyrannical, dictatorial state. And that is something that the people, the citizens, the residents of Mohave County should be really scared about.
Hey, let's go. I want her arrested right now.
So far in this room, we have 6 different district directors present. And I can guarantee you that everyone has something horrible to say about Jeannie Kinch. We've all been under her rule, all of us. It has been rough. We tell her things that have happened in our office. She refuses to help us. I had to quit. I couldn't take anymore. She told 2 different district directors that I was embarrassment because I had called, what was his name? He's our, I had called Alan Tempert. It wasn't me who called. It was one of my my people, my PCs who called. It wasn't even me, but she failed to ask me if I had called. It wasn't me. And so she tells people that I've done evil. I didn't do evil. She's done the same thing with Carrie. She's doing the same thing with Misty. The problem is with Jeannie Kinch, and she's right there. And I guarantee you a dime to a dollar that the 6 directors would say the same thing. And you know what? The other people that got up here to speak, they weren't telling the truth. Granted, Steve, you came into the office 1 or 2 times. He didn't come into the office because he wasn't unwelcomed. I told him he was welcome to come to the office. He just didn't have time. That's not my problem. I was there. And his wife never came into the office the whole time I was there. She was thrown out of the office by Royanne Ortiz, thrown out. That's not true. Along with Barbara Payne.
Order, please.
She was thrown out too. There's a problem here in this office. And the problem is Jeannie Kent gets her little people together, her little groups, and tries to throw us off track. There's 2/3 of us here that want to go the right way. And then there's the 1/3 or the quarter or whatever that don't. So Jeannie has to do some filing and embarrass our party in front of the whole country, Jeannie. She who wouldn't let Ken file against Barbara Pape, who was harassing him. She wouldn't let him do it. It's an embarrassment. And she's the embarrassment. She is doing this to us. And I don't know why. I can't figure it out. And I never, ever called Lionel the N-word. He said he thought. That's a lie. He said he thought. I have the email. He thought.
Order. Let's just address
This
the
is really
dais, please.
a problem. But it all comes from Jeannie Kent.
Thank you.
Hey, let's go. I want her arrested right now.
The Constitution was written, they wrote it for hard times. They wrote it no matter what. You know, you can't suspend the Constitution for any reason. Doesn't matter if the country's falling apart. You can't do it. Doesn't matter if people are dying. You can't do it. The rights are, you know, there was a generation in 1776 who put their lives, their fortunes, their reputations on the line, and their livelihoods, their property, in order to give us those Bill of Rights. Once a government takes a power, it will never give it back voluntarily. That is a rule of political science. And the other rule is that every power they take will ultimately be abused to the maximum extent possible.